guys, so I couldn't decide whether I wanted to make this video or not, but in the end I've decided to just go for it, and it's going to be my sort of thoughts on the 50 Shades of Grey movie. Now, everyone and their mother is talking about the 50 Shades of Grey movie. I read all 3 books back in 2012, back when there was the big hype over them. They've received a lot of love and they've received a lot of hate. I, for one, really enjoyed the books. Obviously there were things that I could criticise if I wanted to. There were parts of the books that I loved, parts of the books I didn't love so much, but I did overall really enjoy reading them, and it's a series that I really enjoyed. So obviously it's sort of the movie event of recent times. So I've gone to see the movie twice now. I went to see it with my best friend, and I also went to see it with some friends from work. Obviously it was a long wait between reading the books and the movie being released. I do feel like, I don't know what the hold up was. I think they could have released it at least a year earlier than they have done, personally. But I went to see it with bated breath, and I really enjoyed it. It was a bit of a strange experience because obviously the first time I went, I didn't know what I was getting myself in for, because obviously I know what the books are about. It's basically, you know, all erotic fiction. So you knew going into it, obviously there was going to be a lot of sex scenes, but obviously everyone was wondering how are they going to do them, how are they going to show them, etc, etc. I thought they were really tastefully done. I definitely feel like they could have gone more extreme, but then you're going into the realm of sort of making it porn. I definitely feel the way it was done was much better. Really enjoyed it. And Christian Grey in the movie isn't sort of how he's described in the book looks wise, but I'm already a big fan of Jamie Dornan. I really like him in a TV show on the BBC called The Fall, and he was also in Once Upon a Time, like series 1 for a brief stint. So I already knew that I liked him. So I really enjoyed him there. I think he played the part really well. There's a lot of subtle sort of changes on his face, like his lips and his eyes, that you've got to look out for. And there's a particular scene where he sort of starts to tap his fingers and makes himself stop. And what I liked about what they could do in the movie is, okay, most of the book is still sort of not in Anna's perspective, but follows the book, which is obviously in Anna's perspective. But I did like there was sort of some email and text exchanges where you saw him sort of on the other end, and I liked that because obviously you miss seeing that in the book, and I really liked that. Anna I thought was perfect. I really admire Dakota Johnson because literally she puts all of herself out there. There's very little of her that you don't see. So I admire her for actually having the courage to do that, because no matter how the film turned out, people were going to, you know, look at her and him and, you know, judge them. So I thought brave of them to both be in it for a start. But Dakota Johnson in particular, I thought she played Anna really well. I know people sort of criticise Anna for being sort of weak and a crybaby, but actually I think that she shows Anna to be quite strong, and I thought she played it really well. Looked pretty much how I imagined Anna to look in my head. So I was really happy about that. The only person that I think may have been miscast is Kate, Anna's roommate. She just seemed older than Anna, and sort of, they just didn't look like best friends on screen. You know, when you have that sort of friendship, on screen friendship, and they just didn't look like best friends to me. The soundtrack, I have to mention the soundtrack. I love the soundtrack. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it went amazingly well with the film. I think my favourite song from the soundtrack is Love Me Like You Do by Ellie Goulding. I've been obsessed with that song way before the movie came out. Like I was playing it for like a month before the movie even came out. I loved it. But I also really love AWOL Nation's song I'm On Fire, the Crazy in Love remix, and Skylar Grey has a song on there as well, which is also brilliant. But yeah, I think the soundtrack is also amazing. It goes beautifully with the film. Some of my favourite scenes, the right at the beginning interview scene, one of my favourites. The drunk calling scene, one of my favourites. Not discussing the contract, but yeah, sort of the negotiations with the contract is also a really, really good scene. But overall, I thought it was really well done. There will be some people that were massively disappointed by it, because I think it's a really, really hyped up film. No matter what, you can't please everybody. I loved Dakota Johnson as Anna. I loved Jamie Dornan as Christian. I loved their chemistry together. I was a bit worried going to the cinema, which was, almost to watch porn with a load of people. But I was really pleasantly surprised at how it was done. There are some scenes that do I dare call them cringy? I think purely because of the dialogue, almost comes off as a little bit not cheesy, but anyway, I absolutely loved the movie. The way that it ends, I felt exactly the same as soon as the credits started rolling. I felt exactly the same at that moment, at the moment that I finished the first book. I couldn't believe it ended that way, and I hated sort of that ending. And what was great with the books was because I had the next book, so I could start it straight away. Obviously, with a movie, I have to wait. It has been announced that they're making 50 Shades Darker, but I think it doesn't come out until like March next year. So, got a long wait. It's going to be really, really hard because I loved with the book that I could just pick up the next one and carry on. So yeah, it's going to be a painful wait for the next one. But I personally really, really loved the movie. I was excited for it, but I think I actually enjoyed it more than what I thought I was going to. So I was really, really pleasantly surprised. And I might even go and see it again. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, have you guys seen the movie? I would really, really love to know. Did you like the books? Did you not like the books? I know a lot of people that hated the books. And I also have fellow people that were obsessed with the book. So I'm quite lucky that I can sort of discuss it with lots and lots of people and have different points of view. But I would love to know your thoughts, so leave them in the comments down below and I will reply to all of them. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Happy reading.